radio check, radio check. Radio check, radio. Yes, okay, there it is. Okay. Let me just reselect my tank here real quick. Alrighty, so hello everybody. Darren here. Yes, I am technically making a video via a live stream. That is why the camera is not activated for this. I am joined here again with another assistant of mine, Pontiac Pet. You all know him. Currently this feels like a podcast, sort of, but it's not. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be walking through the new community map. I know that people are kind of like on the fence about this community map. A lot of people want the old maps back before they start adding new ones. I know that a lot of people are also kind of like just want new maps in general. And then I also know that there's a crowd that's just like, we want more Cold War exclusive maps. And they're kind of steering away, it seems, from the exclusivity of maps in terms of for both modes, so that way they can kind of like knock out two birds with one stone of adding maps back while still providing suitable maps for both modes. Anyway, so why I don't have a camera for this is I am recording this with the intention of uploading this to the actual YouTube channel. So that is why there's no camera. Unfortunately, the way the streams work, you will not be able to hear Pat, but if there's anything that he seems to be noting of importance, I will try and relay it. Of course, he is also more than happy to join into the stream, although I have no idea if he actually has a Twitch account to talk in. So, yeah, well, I don't think you could use headphones to type in chat, but, you know, what would I know? I don't explore Twitch that often. So, yeah, we're going to do this as long as it takes here. This is not going to be a short video, hence why it's going to be live streamed. So, without further ado, I'm in my Action X, because that's normally how I like to test maps, is with, like, my favorite tanks, so that way I can kind of get an idea of good positions for it ahead of time, and it's decently fast. Pat will be in a speedy boy. So, here we are, and right off the bat, I can understand the complaints about the water. Pat and I we didn't fully understand exactly the complaints until we loaded in here earlier, just to make sure that this was the correct map, because the thumbnail is misleading. But yeah, I can definitely understand the complaints about too much water. I thoroughly agree that there is too much water. I do get Gibraltar vibes. Yeah, I can agree that it does just kind of like funnel you into one singular point to fight from. That is also something that I don't like. I don't like 3-lane maps. That's why I prefer the open maps. I know some people don't like large open maps. They prefer the 3-lane or the corridor style maps. I'm gonna go back to the same place we were looking at earlier here, just to kind of like reset Pat, by the way. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I would like to see this expanded northward a little bit, up the northwestern. Like, if there's going to be a little bit of water, I think probably on the 9-0 line is fine. Maybe along the A line, a little bit of the B line, but just given how, like, there's an entire, like, quarter of the map is, water. I am very, very much against that. But yeah, Pat here earlier mentioned that this is probably, for the most part, as far as the north spawn is going to go, simply because if you notice here, you have to cross, at least right now in this test map version, there's a lot of open space to get to, like, the buildings and the urban environment. So good. I can easily see um, tanks just posting up here in the hills and just sniping. Um, kind of get, I think it's Himmel, not Himmel's, Hilbron vibes. If this ends up being an assault game mode, I can totally see it becoming like Hilbron 2.0. Go. Yeah. I I could see that. I'd be okay if they added some barges and ships. And I think this bridge, I think what they're going to go for with this here is that there's going to be like a ship or two ships or something here in dry dock or whatever it is, and who knows? I could see them pulling like a blitz, World of Ships blitz thing with one of their maps where you actually are like crossing a ship that's here in the dock. So who knows? They could put like model in like a giant like Yamato or something, and just have us cross this, um, which would honestly be cool. I'd be okay with that. But yeah, with the water, I want them to do something more than just like some small ships and a bridge. Um, not so. I'd like to see barges and stuff that would open that up more, but I'm unsure about how that'd go flow wise or aesthetically. I hope this is all just going to be shipping containers. The models just seem too small to be anything else. Oh, okay, maybe buildings, because, I mean, these tanks technically, at least, are large, and there's no way a shipping container is about, like, the size of a two-story building. Yeah, good point. It's very confusing with just solid, singular color building objects. What's up, Schnitzelbood1234? Hello there, how are you? Yeah, I can easily see just sitting up here in the hills. Maybe I thought I heard them tease that this was going to be a resort thing, which would seem a little weird having it be a dock front. But if I could see that, like if they actually like lower the terrain and make it a beach. Okay. Yeah, well, what are they going to put out there? It's literally just a dock jutting out. I can see maybe like a stealth TD coming out here, but depending on his camo and what he's got set up for it, he may not be able to do anything more than fire a shot, and then he's just wasted. I want to see. Well, this is also the first phase, so they may add this in and take more stuff. I'm doing all right, Schnitzel. Yeah, I definitely think there needs to be variation. If the entire, like, water side of the map is going to be just filled with ships and stuff, then that's just going to feel very boring. I don't even think oceanfront towns or cities have that. So you mean push the terrain out to like this point, basically? Like I could see that. I could be okay with that, and then that gives them opportunity to, yeah, make use of it. Yeah, I can, I can, I can get behind that. Honestly, my train of thought just completely shifted gears to something that, and then I lost my train of thought with that. I would like to see though if they do expand the terrain more north, like like you mentioned here, that they kind of like add it more as like a resort area, add more buildings, so that way you actually do have cover to flank around that terrain that you know that the team is going to. Right, there's that tunnel, by the way, that they mentioned that we almost never have, and no, I do not count underpasses as tunnels. That is a genuine tunnel right there. Follow me, friend, on a magical journey. I have no... This is a tall wall. I can easily see this being a tactic where, like, if you're... this is too big. You might need, like, two mice to come... Stop it. To, like, stop any advance here. But, yeah. Potentially, yes. Well, unless he's able to arch his gun in there, and then you're not escaping whatever splash damage manages to get in there. See, like, I spawned right here. I think this is supposed to be a construction site. I think that's what the orange blocks are supposed to be, is like this is supposed to be like a construction site. So I can see the terrain being obviously unformed and underdeveloped and everything like that. Like it's being dug out for a foundation. Can I climb up this? Oh, almost slipped. I don't remember what else he said on stream. Like obviously these are color coded for various things. I have no idea. Could be. It might also just be like orange is construction, like themes for buildings. Like orange is construction, blue is residential, not residential, resortish, and yellow is residential or something, and green's commercial. I don't know. That makes the spawns for this. Well, I mean, if they're like even on both sides with like some form of height advantage, that makes sense. CW wise, you have a straight shot though to the orange construction side from this down this one road. So you know that might make yeah. I could see them adding the spawns on both like these lower corners, and then they kind of like put like the central flag right where your team flag is. Like that, I could see that being a bit interesting. But you know, in terms of like the standard, yeah, like that would, like that's where that is, and then you could flank around behind through the shipping containers. I could see that. Granted, I didn't look at the encounter setup for this. That could actually be the case. Yeah, just the current standard battle setup just feels like it already is like assault, but for Ilbron. The yellow section is could be Brawler's Paradise. I think they also have like think it's Kiev or Stalingrad or whatever the heck the PC map is. They got that weird octagon entrance, central courtyard thing going on here. But there's so much rubble that you could like brawl into stuff. It seems to me what they're trying to do is they're trying to fit like areas into the map that suits every type of tank playstyle, which I can appreciate that, because then that means that, you know, one tank is not going to be completely useless or just get, you know, like there's a place for them to contribute and actually like play to their strengths, which again I can appreciate. But I'm also part of the party where I'm like, some maps are just not made for specific tanks. Like Himmelsdorf, for example, is absolutely 100% a brawling map. You're like certain medium tanks just have to play the very far back corners and just try and get cross map sniping shots. You know, artillery is kind of useless there unless they're sitting there along the railroad tracks actually, you know, shooting up at the castle or somewhere else. So, and then there's very wide open maps where super heavies are not really welcome there, but every other tank is practically able to do something. Not every map needs to try and cater to every specific tank class and subcategory. So. Yeah, no, like, again, like you said, super heavies are going to be able to appreciate, you know, having those areas to brawl in. There's plenty of cover. There's literally a tunnel that you can be 100% already safe in and brawl. But I think right now the main complaint that I have, even as a non-super heavy consistent player, is just the openness here. All it takes is just a couple fast tanks, and with the fact that arties reload pretty quickly here, you get caught out in the open, and by that time our arty's already loaded, ready to go. You're just going to get farmed. Yeah, you just got to get there.
There are no winners today.
Alright, so that was the first section. We are going to just straight hit play again after I swap sides, and we're going to go at it again, everybody. But yeah, it's... I like being able to test the process of these maps, not just, you know, have them load in and then you gotta deal with complaints. But it's a little hard to kind of like, from this very, very base value, swap entire teams, this very early phase of the map, it's kind of hard to tell exactly what they have planned, because they probably have not added terrain values in yet, or extra small pieces of cover that we're not aware of. Like, if there's a bunch of destructible buildings in the open, you know, then yeah, that counts as some soft cover that you can use to get to objectives, as long as you keep moving and stay behind the soft cover. So... yes. No. Hopefully that is the, you know, and then of course the aesthetic assets of like, is there going to be anything along the docks that are going to actually allow you to maneuver on there? But yeah, hopefully it's not just the entire outer edge of the map. It's like a giant dock. So this is the north spawn for the standard battles. You are in like a shipping container area, so you know you got plenty of cover to do like some side scraping and defend and stuff. And you got a very quick access for those hull down tanks to get up to the hill area. I already like the hill area. for this section of the map, just because it's multi-terrain. So you know you can get above other people. The terrain seems already flushed out for this area. So, you know, there's hull down areas, just multiple routes. So I like this area. It feels like it'd be more valuable more in the middle of the area of the map, but obviously the map is city based, so it would not make much sense having the city built around the map. Well, not the map, the hill. Well, to be fair, I mean, New York did that with Central Park. So, I mean, Central Park is in the middle of a city, so I don't see why they couldn't do something like that either. But let me head over there to K78. Yeah, where you are. Okay, I'm going to cross through this Kiev area again. I think that's what this is. I don't remember that PC map. I would have liked to have that PC map then. Yeah, so, okay. Please tell me I can't drown in here. I look like I can drown. This is stupid. I'm sorry. Nope. Nope, that's stupid. I'm sorry, but that should not be right here in the middle of the map. You should not be able to have access to that. I'm very much against just having all this being able to drown. Oh, no, dude, but you could easily have someone go over here and just kill themselves outright. Depending on if they do alternating spawns like they've done with some maps. If they do put a spawn over there and it just like, you know, some poor tier 6 or tier 8 tank is bottom tier, next thing you know, you're going to have people just pulling, you know, just jumps off that cliff over here and just into the water and death. Well, I don't want any drownable aspect. I'm against that whole I'm going to kill myself and deny whatever the hell to the... Like, that reasoning in this type of video game makes no sense to me. I'm sorry. I do not agree with that. Okay, that is a valid counter argument that I have almost never heard. Well, actually never heard with the water situation. So what Pat countered was that he likes the option or the tactical option if he's like face hugging or he's brawling someone, of being able to physically push them, like where he's at, of like being able to like push someone like me off of where off this land and into the water to like drown. Now I don't know if you get credit for that. Because I know on PC, like, do you get credit for the damage credit for, like, that kill? Or, like, is it just like, oh, you push them and they drown? Because I know on PC, if you track them and you push them into the water, you get that kill. I don't know if you... Okay, so you've gotten the kill for... I've never done anything like that. So, with your logic, I can see that happening. But at the same time, it's just the opportunities to kill someone. It's just too much on this map. It is literally, you have so many ways of just killing yourself. At least on this early version build of the map. There's heights everywhere that are killable, like suicidable distances and heights. So. Like, none of these you can... Yeah, none of these you can safely descend anymore. And, you know, that that I thought was like a very good thing to do. Is like, yeah, it will kill you, but if you know how to fall, you know how to slide down the hills, you should not be killed for it. So, but yes, I'd be interested to see how they set up the spawns for this. I'm gonna take a look at the green section again, just a little bit more thoroughly, because that looks like a higher a change in elevation in that J6 area, and I want to see what they did there, because that looks a little funky. Because it looks like there's like a tunnel or something underneath, like right there in the middle. No, it's a ramp. It is a ramp. Dude, the map here, though, makes it look like there's like a sky bridge from this building to this building. Which I think would have been cool. I think they should do. I think they should add like a sky bridge over that. That'd be nice. No, it's literally just a ramp. There's no tunnel. Or you talk about the actual tunnel that's actually a tunnel. The tunnel. I think so. Let's take a look. Most likely, the proxy spotting is going to come into play with that, though. Well, you know, with that, the way that will work, 100%, is that someone's going to be able, like, these two parties are going to be able to proxy spot each other with the way that the spotting cone, the spotting cylinder works. So, you know. And I could totally see, like, an IS-7 or something that is low profile and pike nose, straight up coming right there on that corner that you were just at, and I don't think a Tirana is going to be able to do anything here. That maybe, I don't know. I don't think I have the build 100% with that yet. I also don't remember the camouflage, but I think the tree has to be knocked down. But I have not. Okay, the standing trees do provide cover as well. Okay, there's just so many camo videos we've made. I've lost track. I'm going to check this greenery area over here, because we have not. I could see myself doing counter fights over here. It looks like I could do something here. There is bushes. There's relatively small. Yeah, but my main concern, though, is that it does look like there's places for the enemy to shoot down on me. And so that the hull down would only work against tanks crossing out in the open. I could, yeah, but in my particular tank's case, I'm also a Centurion, so that don't mean anything. So, like, nosing up just kind of, yeah. Let me take a look at this here. I mean, with my superior 10 degrees of gun depression that is non-Swedish. No, never mind. I can't do that. Yeah, no, I could work with this. Yeah. That bush seems to probably be super effective if you can actually position yourself just right, because then you'll have the trees in the way here. This could easily be where you're at, a sniper's spot. Okay, so I don't mind this much. Yeah, so like I'm okay with this long range engagement, but it's like in the instance of these tanks that have to cross, because if they switch up the spawns, or it's like assault, or it's encounter, is it a drownable small pond? Because that would be stupid if that is a drownable small pond. No, it's not. I just had to look down, and if I could see the ground through the water, it's not drownable. Ooh, that sounds like a short. How to know if the water is drownable? Can you see the ground underneath? So yeah, everybody, this pretty much we kind of covered all the bases with this. Um, it seems like what's going to end up being the case with this map is that the current spawn locations is that the tanks that seem to be decently fast and are able to like get to brawling locations from the north spawn are going to have no problem crossing like the open ground. Though the slow tanks, if the devs do not add any sort of like cover in between or soft cover or some maybe even a hard cover to provide some form of block to line of sight, it's going to be a hard time for the super heavies to get to those brawling areas like in the yellow sector. But otherwise, this place has plenty of locations for long-range engagements, especially here from the hill. Okay. Possibly. Let's see if I can climb up this. Nah. Not alone, I'm not. Okay, so 400 meters from that tree. Okay. I'm kind of intrigued about this map. Like, I'm excited because it's actually got like a lot of like assets of like some maps that I'd like to see, and it does cater to a lot of the varying types of tanks. Though I would like to see more specialized maps because it seems like recently there's been a resurgence in brawling maps specifically for like to have brought back because they've just brought nothing but like super open maps back, which I'm not against, but you know I know that the super heavies kind of really are lacking places that they can actually contribute or do something without being constantly harassed by you know every direction plus sky. But it's really hard to give a solid like take on how this map will play or the success of the map given how early the build is with this. I mean, the one thing that I know that like right off the bat right now that they need to work on is map expansion with this, because right now it's like it feels like a Gibraltar type thing where it's just jutting out to the sea and making the map like wide at like the very base of the map. If you guys are looking at my mini map right now, it's like very wide here at like the base, and then it just kind of like juts out into the sea and kind of like forces the teams to like fight centrally, like around here. Maybe like this, the 6-7 line is where I can see like most engagements taking place here. Is the 6-7 line, just up and down. So yeah, that it'd be a whole lot easier to get a judge for how this map will work once it's gone to like maybe the next phase or the phase after that. It seems a little too early to tell, but it does give you kind of like a general layout gist of like how things are for this. Otherwise, though, I will probably make another stream once we get maybe... Oh, wait. Let me get back to the garage here. I'll probably make another stream with this once we get like maybe the next phase or the phase after that before release and see how that works out. But otherwise, that's going to be it for this. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this, like, first look at type of thing that I did with this map, hit that thumbs up and let me know. And if you want to see more videos like this one, don't forget to subscribe. But also let me know that you want to see more videos like this one in the comments of this video below. But, of course, thanks again to Pat for taking the time here to go over this with me and look through, since I need a partner to even get into the map. And until next time, this has been Darren of WoTC Academy.